Hello, universe! Welcome to another day of 15 minutes. I hope you are on your exercise device, your bike, or your elliptical, or you're out enjoying the weather wherever you are. Maybe taking a walk in the rain. Maybe not. We've had rain here all day, off and on. And in Texas. So, hasn't been tremendous. I was at one point walking out of the storage unit where I store my product for my business, and it just started to rain, and it was like jumping in a pool. the rain was so powerful. It just poured down, I was wet within 3 feet. I was soaked. So, I'm not going to get on to John Wilkes Booth or talk politics, really, today. Although I will make a quick comment on politics on, I want to say it was yesterday. It was the 50-year anniversary of the Equal Pay Act. Meaning women get paid, or should get paid the same amount as men for doing the same job. And apparently women have come far, but they haven't come all the way. And it's not their fault. It's unfortunately because of a male-dominant and somewhat chauvinistic society. So women right now, according to their estimates, are making 77 cents to every dollar a man is making. So about 77% as much as a man. Which is wrong. I beg your pardon. I don't understand why we aren't just equal across the board. And this just doesn't just go for women and men. It means ethnicities across the board, social classes. We should be. I know that sounds like socialism when you're talking about nobody being better than anybody else, but what I mean is accepting each other. But I do think the issue with women is ridiculous, that women are not earning as much as men. Now, grant you, physically speaking, a woman may not be able to do the same things as a man. But if we're talking office work, a woman should be earning the same amount for the same job. And if we're talking about diesels and lifting 300 pounds, and some women can and some women cannot do that, it's almost negligible because women are going after the jobs that they don't feel they're equipped to do or that they can't handle. I think sometimes people underestimate their potential, but I also think people know how motivated they would be to do a certain job if they wouldn't enjoy it. So, overall, the point is, pay women the same amount you pay men. I would. I had a woman working for me at one point in my company, and she earned the exact same amount on entry level as anybody else. And she was going to get a raise, or actually, I think she got a 50-cent an hour raise after her sort of a, starter period. But she quit and went to another job because she wanted to be a transcriptionist for like a medical transcriptionist. So, anyway, pay women and men the same amount. I've been thinking a lot about my family lately. I come from a sort of a small town family mentality. And while I think in a lot of ways they would love to believe that you can do anything you want to, I think their feelings of limitations control them, and they've controlled me for a long time as well. Just the limitations you put on yourself. And just like with this, with doing videos, I started doing them earlier in the year, did 30 days straight, a full month, and then got off on other things because I chose to preoccupy myself. When I've come back and done videos, it's not like I've been completely away, but I have allowed myself to get distracted. And this is something that's actually really important to me. I really enjoy making videos, and when I get comments from people and connections with people, I enjoy it. I'm a very social person. I love talking to people. I love, playing games, cards, or bowling, or, adventure things like skydiving, whitewater rafting, experimenting new foods, whatever it is. I enjoy social and exploration in society. Really want to be traveling. Every time I see a video with one of my favorite YouTubers or just an actor or someone, talking about traveling, I envy them in a way. Not in a, like, how dare you get to do it, not me. More like, that's out there and I'm not seizing that opportunity. And I think we all, in our own way, have those thoughts about, whatever inspires us. How many of us really take action to do anything? So, I don't want to say I'd be an inspiration, but let the fact that someone is making videos like me, who's definitely new in the big scheme of things to YouTube. I'm relatively new to consistent video making. But look at people like Shay Carl and Chris Pirillo and Ty Moss and Soldier Knows Best, I Justine, all these people who've been making vlogs for 5, 6, 7 years. Ray William Johnson. They're inspirations, but if you see them and go, they've been doing it for 6 years, they're not even in the same realm as me. I'm in the same realm as you. I haven't been doing this long. Maybe when I'm 5 or 6 years into this, that I will have a different perspective. But I'm always going to remember these days. And I don't think anybody ever forgets where they start. They could never believe they accomplished what they've accomplished. But we can. We just have to be determined. Just like my fitness. You may not believe it, and that's fine. There was a time, though, before my last long-term relationship, I was wearing size 32 in the waist. There was a time when I was probably almost 30 when I worked in a warehouse. Very slender. If you ever looked on my Facebook page or anything like that, you'd see some of the videos or images from some of the stuff that I've been in and see how slender I've been. And I've adjusted my weight accordingly, depending on roles before. But there's been times when I've been incredibly slender. And I let myself get myself into the state of physicality that I am right now. As a matter of fact, I wasn't even going to get on here today. Or wasn't that I was planning not to. It was more like I was trying to talk myself out of that. Have you ever been in that situation where you sort of go, well, I've got so much going on. I'll pick it up tomorrow. What's one day going to do? Well, one day is about flow. It's about consistency. And if you don't make it a necessary pattern in your life, something you want to do, then it never will become that because it's not important enough to you. Like losing weight, like building your finances, saving money, whatever, your career ambitions. If you don't make it a necessary part of your daily life and something you need to further develop at least a little bit every day, then you're not moving towards it. And when you stop, you can call it a stall or just a short break, but no, you fall backwards because it's like a pattern on anything. A pattern on anything. If you stop doing something for even one day, you've interrupted the pattern. And when you go back to it, while you may fall into it, you've also lost a day of the pattern. So don't give up on whatever you're doing. Be inspired by people who are new, like me, like you, and also be inspired by people who've been doing things for a long time in something that you enjoy doing. Look at them and say, well, I could be there in 5 or 6 years. But you have to work every day a little bit to get to that 5 or 6 year mark where you can look back and say, look what I've accomplished. I mean, Chris Pirillo, for example, he started a year ago doing vlogs. But he's been on YouTube for 6 years making tech videos. And he's just recently, in the last year, really exploded because of doing vlogs and gained more exposure and the whole thing. And within a year, he created an event called Vlogger Fair, which sold out in its first year. And it was only really being promoted in a significant sense for like 2 or 3 months tops. But he sold out an area that I didn't even think he could do. But he put effort into it, a little bit of effort every day, and got a great team behind him. And he surrounded himself with people who were determined. And I'm not saying you should exit from the lives of people who don't seem determined, because if someone you've known for years and you care about them and they are important to you, that's great. Keep people in your life like that, but also find people who resemble what you want to accomplish. They resemble the passion that you have, or they resemble the success that you want. And pursue it. And now, that's my Anthony Robbins moment. You're welcome. Today on my side of things, in addition to doing this, I finally booted up my Mac for the first time in almost a month since I moved in here. A little over a month, maybe. And I was looking at the FaceTime HD camera because I really want to start making... I don't really want to. I am going to start making video reviews of different things. That's not a word. Shit, Carl says that. I think it's fun. It's very true. You stutter because you're trying to hold your place and give yourself a chance to think of something. I started looking at it today because I want to grow and do more videos, for video reviews, a couple of other ideas I have, educational and entertainment-wise. So I was looking at that today, and the one thing I noticed that I'd like to figure out how to improve upon is that the iMac I have, well, let's rewind. The iMac I have has a FaceTime HD camera, 720p. And it's great. The challenge is that it's a very wide field of view. So you can see a bunch of junk in the background. Like if it was shooting this, you'd be seeing the elliptical, you'd be seeing the door over here to my balcony, you'd be seeing the window behind me, you might be seeing like the workout equipment that I have hanging on the wall. So it has a wide field of view. And I really wish it could be a little more closer in, because I have these really cool curtains in the background in my office. Red, black, and purple. Red is for passion. Purple is for career. So I have these colors that I really like to be seen, but I don't want a lot of white wall space behind me. And I'm getting a lot of that with the camera. So I've been investigating online to see if I can find more ways of zooming in the camera. I've been looking for ways to do that. If you have any suggestions on how to zoom in, then let me know. The best solution I've come up with so far is to film the video in iMovie and then go in and zoom in on the event and basically do pen and crop. So that's the solution I've come up with so far. My concern is that I will lose a certain level of video quality. You know, once you zoom in on something, it starts to deteriorate the quality of the visual. So I'm going to figure out if I'm going to leave it in that position or move it to the other side of my L desk so that I can easily turn it around and face it against this wall that I have set up where I can hang different colored backdrops. So we'll see what comes up with that. Don't use the word It's a placeholder and makes you look like you've lost your mind. I'm going to do that to myself every time I say so I can have people look at me funny when I'm in the store. So I guess I'm, attracted to a woman saying something like, you're really pretty and just makes me feel like a moron and I'll stop using So anyway, have a great afternoon, evening. It's 7 o'clock here. Say hello to my iPad. Wrong finger. So, there we go. Another 15 minutes accomplished because I'm inspired to keep doing it for you and for me. It has to start with me. I love sharing it though. And I see that 1 or 2 people watch the video. I don't need 1 million. We'll get to that. I wanted to beat a goal of 10,000 videos by the end of the year. And I'm already at like 6,700. Way beyond, what I even expected. And I have Tyler Perry and a lot of great viewers to thank for that. I will be doing a Code Points giveaway really soon for all the people who are subscribed to my channel. So stick around for that. And we'll get off here because I'm sure I'm over 15 minutes, almost 16. Gotta go. Have a great night. Take care. Live with passion. See you later, universe.